This meeting is being recorded.
So the background of our discussion is as follows. Mahaprabhu has met his most important associates. They are called Parshada in Sanskrit. In fact, very strangely, our acharyas and shastras describe one of Mahaprabhu's weapons is his beauty, his personal beauty. And another of his weapons is his own associates. Sango Pangastra Parshadam. Sanga Upaanga Astra Parshadam. So normally when Lord Ram comes, he is Dhanurdhari. That means he always carries a bow. Krishna also has a bow. He normally doesn't carry it all the time, but in Dwarka he does. Sharanga Dhanvan. The name of the bow is Sharanga. Then Krishna has a mace, a gada called Kaumodaki. Krishna doesn't use any of the weapons while he's in Vrindavan. Yeah, can you see the verses now? Not yet?
I think Prabhu is working.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. So what is the, so these are very important things for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, followers of Prabhupada's understanding to note down very carefully that Krishna in Vrindavan, no weapons, no bow, no arrow, no mace, or nothing. So what are the weapons Krishna uses in Vrindavan? His lips to kill Putana, his fist which he put in Keshi's mouth, Keshi dead. Sometimes Krishna himself goes in the mouth or the belly of a demon like Bakasur or Agasur. For Trinavarta, his weapon is his weight. Which other Asura do you know? Dhenukasur, how did he kill him? Yeah, just whirl him around, gone. Krishna starts using weapons once he comes out and something happens. What is that something? The Shyam Sundar Krishna never goes out of Vrindavan. So what comes out of Vrindavan, our acharyas say, is technically a different Krishna. You may say, really? But he looks the same. The different Krishna is different in the sense that now he has a sense of some job, some task. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamyaham. This is not the job of Shyam Sundar Krishna. Please understand. He simply has to enjoy. But when he comes out, oh, I have to reinstate dharma, I have to preach, I have to kill, I have to protect my devotees. In outside of Vrindavan, Krishna has to protect devotees from physical harm. And inside Vrindavan, physical harm is, they don't consider it at all. Their emotional harm. Why can't I see him? You know what is a complaint of Radharani to Krishna when she met him in Kurukshetra? Could you teach me some yoga path which will help me disassociate my mind from you and put my mind in some household jobs like filling water, cooking properly, taking care of the house? Now, nobody has made such a request that Krishna, please allow me to put my mind into material things, because my mind is too much into you. So we are fortunate that our acharyas have revealed these things, because when Krishna sent Uddhava to teach the gopis, they said, nonsense, you are teaching us the path of Ashtanga Yoga to concentrate on Brahman. Do you know our problem? You say, close your eyes and concentrate. Sometimes open eyes, we only see Krishna all around. And if we close our eyes, then we only see Krishna, and that troubles us like anything. Now, Uddhava didn't have any such experience in his whole life. He was thinking, the path of yoga is a good path. It makes your mind composed, makes you happy. So then he found that doesn't work in Vrindavan with the gopis. So we touch the topics of the gopis, we touch the topics of the gopis' love from far distance, with lot of awe and reverence, with lot of respect for them. Our danger is we can start thinking, I am also on their level, and we need to protect ourselves. We are not on their level. That's a fact. So we discussed this topic of Krishna in Vrindavan, Krishna outside. What is the difference? So the job of maintaining the universe, that is Vishnu's job, that Krishna does when he's out of Vrindavan. And therefore he has to use mystic weapons. He killed the demon Mura. As you read Krishna's Dwarka pastimes, he's using Sudarshan Chakra, he's using bow, arrow, everything. As Lord Ram, he used the bow and arrow. As Narsimhadev, what are the weapons? His nails. But as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the weapons are his associates. Using his associates to preach. And what is the opposition? Nityananda Prabhu very clearly said, my dear Lord, if you say you want to kill demoniac people, there will be nobody left alive. This age in which you have come, you will have to kill everybody to some extent. In Hindi, they say 19-20. Somebody is 19, somebody is 20. So I go before the deities and say that I don't drink, I don't eat, I eat meat, I don't take alcohol, I don't engage in illicit sex, I am not like that. So Krishna may say, really? That is only for this life. What about previous lives? Or sometimes even for some of us, even in this life. In Radha Gopinath temple of Sydney, Prabhupada came and he was so amazed at how Radha Krishna are helping people there. He says, tomorrow we will install. And he said, now I have to put pujaris here. And he asked the temple president, so get whoever is qualified. Not many people. And there was one boy who had just come to stay last night. And Prabhupada said, will you serve here? He said, yes. Will you chant? He said, yes. And he initiated him. Imagine somebody coming to stay for one night in the temple and next day gets initiated. And then Prabhupada makes a special prayer to the deities. I am keeping you in the hands of these people. If you want good service, please take care of them. You please protect them so they can serve you. So this is Krishna's mercy, but doesn't seem as Krishna's mercy because this is the Acharya's mercy. So we devotees have to understand that for our problems mainly, do not go to Krishna, go to Guru's charan, Guru's lotus feet, go to the Acharya's lotus feet. Because if Krishna's mercy is 1 unit, Krishna's mercy through the pure devotee is 1,000 units, or even 10,000 units, like that. So, some points about the Parshadas, about Lord Chaitanya's army of his associates. 3 phases. Some come before him, and they serve as his parents or elderly people. So Jagannath Mishra, Shachi Devi, They are all the devotees of Krishna, even Advaitacharya, Haridas Thakur. These are devotees who are elderly, by the way. Their age is more than Mahaprabhu. Even Srivas Thakur, his age is more. Who are almost equal to age? We have Gadadhar. They are almost equal in age. And then some others who, geography-wise, they are far away from Mahaprabhu's place of birth. Like Ramananda Rai, he's from Rajmandri, Godavari, bank of the Godavari. Gopal Bhatta Goswami, born in a Sri Vaishnava family. Rupa and Sanatan, that time they were ministers. So today we are discussing that point where one by one, slowly these associates, it's like a transcendental plan of Krishna, and the time factor helps them in coming together. Okay. And then there are associates of Krishna, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who come much, much later. So Jayapataka Swami Maharaj explained that he found one verse which says that after 5,000 years of Kali Yuga, things will be so bad. 25,000 years of Kali Yuga, there will be no Ganga, no Jamuna. As such, now itself there is no Jamuna. They put a dam. In many places, it just looks like a small canal. And after 25,000 years, there will be no more. Most of the tirthas will be gone. Gone doesn't mean destroyed. But there is a holy kund, a holy pond of river, a pond of water, and there is a super mall constructed there. So where is the question of people coming there and taking benefit? Commercial activities, all these kinds of things, they take precedence. They are given more importance. But 500 years after Mahaprabhu's Leela is over, Jayapataka Maharaj explained, a Senapati Bhakta will come. What is a Senapati? A commander-in-chief. A commander-in-chief devotee will come, and he will fulfill one of the most important of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's predictions, that his name will be spread all over the world. And that is Prabhupada. So, if Krishna wills, the next 10,000 years, you and me will not be there for the all 10,000 years, but there may be a chance of Krishna sending more of his personal associates. So they come before the Lord comes, they come with the Lord, they come afterwards. So, any questions before we move?
Prabhuji, I would like to ask one question. There are so many intimate associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the last part of Antilila, always with Swarup Damodar Goswami, he will be there, and so many verses they talk. Why only Panchatattva, these five Shiva? How could we know? Only Panchatattva has 5 devotees, right? Why the other devotees added? And how come the Panchatattva like that?
No, I didn't understand your question. Let me try to understand. There is a chapter called, which we didn't read because it's very philosophical, Lord Chaitanya in 5 features. It is there in Adi Lila. So what is the description? Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam, Panchatattva of Krishna, Panchatattvatmakam Krishna. And what are the Panchatattva? What are the 5 truths? Bhakta Rupa. So Bhakta Rupa, who's Bhakta Rupa?
Srivas Thakur.
No, Lord Chaitanya himself.
Okay.
Krishna as his own devotee is Bhakta Rupa.
Okay.
Then Bhakta Swarupa?
Srivas Thakur.
No, Nityananda Prabhu.
Oh, sorry, Prabhu.
So Bhakta Rupa is Lord Chaitanya, Bhakta Swarup is Nityananda Prabhu. Bhakta Avatar is Advaitacharya.
Oh.
So Bhakta Rupa, Bhakta Swarupa, Bhakta Avataram, Bhakt Akhyam. Akhyam means known as the devotee of the Lord. So that devotee is Srivas. Namami, I offer my pranam. And the last one is Bhakta Shaktikam. So Bhakta Shakti is Gadadhar Pandit. So Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So this is how Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has described the understanding of Panchatattva. Panchatattva doesn't mean he has only 5 devotees, not at all. Every day we offer pranam, we say Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Never feel alone. Devotees are in millions and billions and trillions, like that. So,
my question is like that. I don't know how to in English. My question is, if we read not Chaitanya Bhagavat, if you read Chaitanya Charitamrta Prabhu, all the from Madhya Lila onwards, all the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent so much time with other devotees like Chandrasekhar Acharya, Swarupa Damodar Goswami, with other devotees, not like we never heard about so many pastimes of Gadadhar Pandit and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, we read of Shiva Sangan, they are all day, night before sannyasa, they do Sankirtan. But later, his pastimes we read with other devotees. I mean, I'm just thinking in that way, why they are not, why, I don't know, I'm thinking in that way.
Well, I'll help you with this. There is Paramananda Puri. Paramananda Puri is Uddhava, right? There is only one or two small incidents, but there are only one or two small incidents with him. And Mahaprabhu says, Paramananda Puri is my life and soul. He can sell my body in the market. So, because there are no major stories involving him, does it mean he's a minor devotee? Not at all. Haridas Thakur is not mentioned in the Panchatattva. And Haridas Thakur cannot even enter the temple of Jagannath. But Jagannath Swami comes every afternoon with his prasad and sits with Haridas Thakur. So therefore, we may not understand everything just in the sense of the number of stories, number of pastimes, or incidents revealed. If the Acharya says, oh, this thing is very important, that's how we understand, that's very important. That one was there, but that's a minor incident. So we say, okay, that looks like a minor thing. Lord Chaitanya and Vallabhacharya, they had a very friendly relationship. And there was some quarrel between them. So you and me think, aha, our Mahaprabhu defeated him. Prabhupada said, no, don't take it like that. They are great scholars, they are great devotees, they are almost on the equal status. Mahaprabhu and Jagadananda Pandit. Jagadananda Pandit was very angry when Mahaprabhu did not eat properly. So Jagadananda Pandit got some expensive oil, a big clay pot of expensive oil. And he said, Mahaprabhu, you should use this. So Mahaprabhu said, no, I'm a sannyasi. What does this fellow understand? If they see me, people see me using this expensive oil, I'll be the laughing stock. They will cut jokes on me. And someone told this to Jagadananda Pandit, that Mahaprabhu is not happy that you are giving him such expensive gifts. I mean, you may have people helping you, but he doesn't want to use these luxurious items. So then he did not pressurize the servant. He would always ask him, did Mahaprabhu use the oil? Did Mahaprabhu use my oil? So after 3-4 days, Jagadananda Pandit understood that this is the case. So Mahaprabhu, after a few days, asked him, is there some oil that you have that I should use? In a fit of anger, he picked up that pot of oil, came out of the door and threw it out of the window. The whole thing broke. All over the courtyard, there was expensive oil. And he said, oil? What oil? I don't have any oil. And Mahaprabhu was like, completely his mouth shut. So you may say, hey, how come this devotee behaves like that? Because Jagannath Pandit is Satyabhama of Dwarka Lila. Her love for Krishna is fiery. Her temper is fiery. She is always very excited. So all these devotees have done their various Leelas. And there is one verse of Chaitanya Bhagavat which says that, maybe Chaitanya Charitamrta, I'll try to find out. Dear devotees, do not make comparisons between the associates of the Lord. That one looks to be greater, one looks to be minor. Please don't do that. As much as we are allowed, that this devotee did this devotee did that, be satisfied with that. So it's like that.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
So text 209. So we have Mahaprabhu meeting his Parshadas here, and we read what happened to them later. So text 209 is they write letters to Mahaprabhu. Dainya patri likhi more pathale bar bar, sei patri dwara jani tomara vyavahar. This is Mahaprabhu telling them, the two brothers, you have written several letters showing your humility. I can understand your behavior from those letters. Text 210. Tomara hridayami jani patri dware, toma shikhaite shlok pathaila tomare. By your letters, I could understand your heart. Therefore, in order to teach you, I sent you one verse which reads as follows. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, it's like somebody sending 25 WhatsApp messages in one day. Please talk to me, 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 please, 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 please. And in return, you just get one message. But that one message is so important. Even today, it is useful for us. So what is the verse which Mahaprabhu told them? Text 211. Paravyasanini nari vyagrapi griha karmasu tadeva swadatyayat tantar navasangarasayanam. Paravyasanini. He's talking about a girl attached to another man, nari, a woman, vyagra api, although zealous. Here, Vyagra is zealous or engaged in all kinds of domestic activities. Griha karmasu, in household affairs. Tadeva, tateva, that only. Aswadayati, tastes. Antaha, within herself. Navasanga, of the new association. Rasayanam, that taste, that mellow. The English is as follows. If a woman is attached to a man other than her husband, she will appear very busy in carrying out her household affairs. But within her heart, she is always relishing feelings of association with her paramour. Hey, from one angle, it looks like a very, very low-class kind of thing, isn't it? But it is not. In the mundane society, when this happens, that is condemned. But this is the reality for a conditioned living being. You and me are the Nari. Who is our husband? Material jobs, politics, war, drought, famine, rising prices, fuel prices, grocery prices, school shootings, all these kind of things which take away our mind. We are married to these things. We cannot escape. Bodily health, what can we do? One day or other, the body is going to get sick, the body is going to get diseased, and the body is going to die. So, paravyasanini nari, the living entity develops love for a paramour. That paramour is Krishna. Now, for many, many devotees, because of home situation, because of job situation, because of family, financial debts, or due to some other karmic thing, problems always occur. Mahaprabhu's solution is, Keep Krishna as the paramour in your heart. There should be deep longing for Krishna. Oh, when will I meet him? When will I meet him? In this way, Vyagrapi, while you are busy in your household affairs, you can cultivate consciousness of Krishna. So that is the thing which Mahaprabhu told them. Text 2:12. Gauda nikat asite nahi mora prayojan. Toma duha dekite mora iya agaman. I really had no business in coming to Bengal. No, Bengal means that time, north part of Bengal is called Gauda. But I have come just to see you two brothers. 2:13. Hey mora maner katha kehana hi jane. Sabe bale ke na aila Ramakeli Rame. Everyone is asking why I have come to this village of Ramkeli. No one knows my intentions. Text 2:14. Phala haila dui bhai aila mora sthane. Ghare jaha bhaya kichu na kariha mane. It is very good that you two brothers have come to see me. Now you can go home. Do not fear anything. Text 2:15. Janme janme tumi dui kinkara amar. Achirate Krishna tomai koribe uddhar. Birth after birth, you have been my eternal servants. I am sure that Krishna will deliver you very soon. Text 2:16. Etabali duhar shire dharila dui hate. Dui bhai prabhupada nila nijamate. The Lord then placed his two hands on the heads of both of them, and in return, they immediately placed the lotus feet of the Lord on their heads. Text 2:17. Doha lingiya prabhu balila bhaktagane sabe kripa kari uddara duijane. After this, the Lord embraced both of them and requested all of the devotees present to be merciful upon them and deliver them. Duijani prabhu kripa dekhi bhaktagane hari hari bole sabe anandita mane. When all the devotees saw the mercy of the Lord upon the two brothers, they were very much gladdened and they began to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hari Hari. Prabhupada gives a very nice purport here. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Chhadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Paye Chekeba. Unless one serves a Vaishnava, he cannot be delivered. The spiritual master initiates the disciple to deliver him. And if the disciple executes the order of the spiritual master and does not offend other Vaishnavas, his path is clear. Consequently, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested all the Vaishnavas present to show mercy toward the two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan, who had just been initiated by the Lord. When a Vaishnava sees that another Vaishnava is the recipient of the Lord's mercy, he becomes very happy. See, this is the rule for us. When you see somebody progressing, we are very happy. Vaishnavas are not envious. If a Vaishnava, by the mercy of the Lord, is empowered by him to distribute the Lord's holy name all over the world, other Vaishnavas become very joyful. That is, if they are truly Vaishnavas. One who is envious of the success of a Vaishnava is certainly not a Vaishnava himself, but is an ordinary mundane man. Envy and jealousy are manifested by mundane people, not by Vaishnavas. Why should a Vaishnava be envious of another Vaishnava who is successful in spreading the holy name of the Lord? An actual Vaishnava is very pleased to accept another Vaishnava who is bestowing the Lord's mercy. A mundane person in the dress of a Vaishnava should not be respected but rejected. This is enjoined in the Shastra, Upeksha. The word Upeksha means neglect. One should neglect an envious person. A preacher's duty is to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead, make friendships with Vaishnavas, show mercy to the innocent, and reject or neglect those who are envious or jealous. There are many jealous people in the dress of Vaishnavas in this Krishna consciousness movement, and they should be completely neglected. There is no need to serve a jealous person who is in the dress of a Vaishnava. When Narottam Das Thakur says, Chadiya Vaishnav Seva Vistara Peche Keva is indicating an actual Vaishnav, not an envious or jealous person in the dress of a Vaishnav. So 219 Nityananda Haridas Srivasa Gadadhar Mukunda Jagadananda Murari Vakreshwar. All the Vaishnava associates of the Lord were present, including Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda, Jagadananda, Murari, and Vakreshwara. Sabare charane dhari, pade dui bhai, sabe bole dhanya tumi, paile gosai. In accordance with the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan, immediately touched the lotus feet of these Vaishnavas, who all became very happy and congratulated the two brothers for having received the mercy of the Lord. Purport. This behavior is indicative of real Vaishnavas. When they saw that Rupa and Sanatan were fortunate enough to receive the mercy of the Lord, they were so pleased that they all congratulated the two brothers. A jealous person in the dress of a Vaishnava is not at all happy to see the success of another Vaishnava in receiving the Lord's mercy. Unfortunately, in this age of Kali, there are many mundane persons in the dress of Vaishnavas, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has described them as disciples of Kali. He says Kali Chela. He indicates that there is another Vaishnava, a pseudo Vaishnava, with tilak on his nose and kanti beads around his neck. Such a pseudo Vaishnava associates with money and women and is jealous of successful Vaishnavas. Although passing for a Vaishnava's only business is earning money in the dress of a Vaishnava, Bhaktivinoda Thakur therefore says that such a pseudo Vaishnava is not a Vaishnava at all, but a disciple of Kali Yuga. A disciple of Kali cannot become an Acharya by the decision of some high court. Mundane votes have no jurisdiction to elect a Vaishnava Acharya. A Vaishnava Acharya is self-effulgent, and there is no need for any court judgment. A false Acharya may try to override a Vaishnava by a court decision, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that he is nothing but a disciple of Kali Yuga. Then, text 221. Sabapash Agyamagi Chalana Samai Prabhupade Kahe Kichu Kariya Vinay. After begging the permission of all the Vaishnavas present, the two brothers, at the time of their departure, humbly submitted something at the lotus feet of the Lord. Iha haite chala Prabhu, iha nahi kai, yadyapi tumara bhakti kare Gaudaraj. They said, dear Lord, although the King of Bengal, Nawab Hussain Shah, is very respectful toward you, you have no other business here. Kindly depart from this place. Tathapi Javan Jati Nakari Pratiti Tirtha Jatrayeta Sangatta Balanairiti. Although the king is respectful toward you, he still belongs to a Yavan class and should not be believed. We think that there is no need for such a great crowd to accompany you on your pilgrimage to Vrindavan. So just see what's happening. Rupa and Sanatan got the mercy of the Lord. They got initiated in that sense. And now they are advising Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are saying that this area is not very good. The king here is respectful, but the problem is with his ministers and so many other subordinate people. And when they see you traveling with so many hundreds of people, their main fear would be, what if this person tries to take away my kingdom or try to make some rebellion? So Mahaprabhu accepts their advice. Said, yes, that's what we'll do. Would you like to read from this shloka onwards?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Text 224. Hare Krishna. Yara sange chale ei loka laksha koti vrindavana yatra re nahi paripati. Translation: Dear Lord, you're going to Vrindavana with hundreds and thousands of people following you, and this is not a fitting way to go on a pilgrimage. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sometimes, for business purposes, large crowds of men are taken to different places of pilgrimage and money is collected from them. That is a very lucrative business, but Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis, expressing their opinion in the presence of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, disapproved of such crowded pilgrimages. Actually, when Lord Chaitanya visited Vrindavana, he visited it alone and accepted a servant only at his devotees' request. He never visited Vrindavana with crowds of people for a commercial purpose. यद्यपि वस्तुः प्रभुर किचु नाही बाया तथापि लौकिक लीला लोक चेष्ट माया. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Sri Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, and was therefore not at all fearful, he still acted like a human being to teach neophytes how to act. Eta bali charana vandi gela dui jana prabhura sei grama haite chelite haila mana. Having spoken thus, the two brothers offered prayers to the lotus feet of the Lord and returned to their homes. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then desired to leave that village. Prate chali aila Prabhu kanaira natashala dekhila sakala tahan Krishna Charitra Lila. In the morning, the Lord left and went to a place known as Kanai Natashala. While there, he saw many pastimes of Lord Krishna. Purport: in those days in Bengal, there were many places known as Kanai Natashala where pictures of the pastimes of Lord Krishna were kept. People used to go there to see them. This is called Krishna Charitra Lila. In Bengal, there are still many places called Harishabha, which indicates a place where local people gather to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and discuss the pastimes of Lord Krishna. The word Kanaya means Lord Krishna, and Natashala indicates a place where pastimes are demonstrated. So those places which at the present moment are called Harishabha may previously have been known as Kanai Natashala. Sei ratre prabhu tahan chinte mane mana sange sanghata bhala nahe kaila sanatana. That night, the Lord considered Sanatan Goswami's proposal that he should not go to Vrindavan followed by so many people. Mathura eiba ami eta loka sange kichu shuka na paiba habe rasa bhange. The Lord thought, if I go to Mathura with such crowds behind me, it would not be a very happy situation, for the atmosphere would be disturbed. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirms that visiting a holy place like Vrindavana with so many people is simply disturbing. He would not find the happiness he desired by visiting such holy places in that way. Ekaki eiba kimva sange eka jana tabe sei shobhaye Vrindavanera gamana. The Lord concluded that he would go alone to Vrindavana, or at most only one person as his companion. In that way, going to Vrindavana would be very pleasant. Text 231. Eta chinti pratha kale ganga snana kari nila chele yaba bali chelila gaura hari. Thinking like this, the Lord took his morning bath in the Ganges and started for Nilachala, saying, I shall go there. Yehi mata cheli cheli aila santipure dina pancha sata rahila acharyera grahe ghare. Walking and walking, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at Santipura and remained at the house of Advaita Acharya for 5 to 7 days. Sachi Devi Ani Tandre Kaila Namaskara Satadina Tandra Tani Bhiksha Vyavahara. Taking this opportunity, Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu sent for Mother Sachi Devi, and she remained at his house for 7 days to prepare the meals for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tandra Agna Lana Puna Karila Gamane Vinaya Kariya Vidaya Dhaila Bhakta Gane. Taking permission from his mother, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then started for Jagannath Puri. When the devotees followed him, he humbly begged them to remain and bade them all farewell. Jnana dui sange ami eba nila chale amera miliba asi ratha yatra khale. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although requesting all the devotees to go back, allowed 2 people to follow him. He requested all the devotees to come to Jagannath Puri and meet him during the car festival. Bhala Bhadra Bhattacharya Ara Pandita Damodara Dui Jana Sangi Prabhu Aila Nila Chala. The 2 persons who accompanied Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Jagannath Puri Nila Chala were Balabhadra Bhattacharya and Damodar Pandita. Dina Khata Tahan Rahi Chalila Vrindavana Lukana Chalila Ratre Na Jane Kona Jana. After remaining at Jagannath Puri for few days, the Lord secretly started for Vrindavana at night. He did this without anyone's knowledge. Bhala Bhadra Bhattacharya Rahe Matra Sange Jhari Kanda Pathe Kashi Aila Maharange. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Jagannath Puri for Vrindavana, only Balabhadra Bhattacharya was with him. Thus he travelled on the path through Jharikanda and arrived in Banaras, Varanasi with great delight. Dinachara Kasite Rahi Gela Vrindavana Mathura Dhekiya Dheke Dwadasha Kanana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Banaras only 4 days and then left for Vrindavana. After seeing the town of Mathura, he visited the 12 forests. Purport: those who visit the Vrindavana area today also generally visit 12 places known as the 12 forests. They start at Mathura, where there is a Kamyavana. From there, they go to Talavana, Tamalavana, Madhuvana, Kusumavana, Bhandiravana, Bilvavana, Bhadravana, Khadirvana, Lohavana, Kumudavana, and Gokula Mahavana. Ila sthala deki preme ha ila asthira balabhadra kaila tanre mathura rabahira. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited all the 12 places of Sri Krishna's pastimes, he became very much agitated because of ecstasy. Balabhadra Bhattacharya somehow or other got him out of Mathura. Ganga Tirthe Pathe Lana Prayaga Aila Shri Rupa Asi Prabhu Ke Tahiti Milila. After leaving Mathura, the Lord began to walk along the path on the bank of Ganges, and finally he reached the holy place named Prayaga, Allahabad. It was there that Srila Rupa Goswami came and met the Lord.
So just to remind you that in Ramkeli, the Lord initiated them. And after that, Rupa Goswami retired from government service. Sanatana Goswami also fled away from government service. But Sanatana Goswami met him later in Varanasi. But in Prayag is where Rupa Goswami came and met him. Yeah, please continue.
In Prayag, Rupa Goswami met him, you said, right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prayag, Rupa Goswami met him. Mahaprabhu instructed him for 10 days continuously. And that is our book, Nectar of Devotion.
And for Sanatan Goswami, he did for 2 months, I think, right, Prabhu?
Yeah, that is 1 month, I think 1 month. And that is in Varanasi.
Varanasi. Okay.
So Teachings of Lord Chaitanya book has one whole series of chapters on teaching to Rupa Goswami, that is at Prayag. Teaching to Sanatan Goswami, that is about Krishna's avatars and many technical things.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavatkari Rupa Bhumite Padila Parama Anande Prabhu Alingana Dila. At Prayaga, Rupa Goswami fell down on the ground to offer obeisances to the Lord, and the Lord embraced him with great delight. Shri Rupe Siksha Kari Pathaila Vrindavana Apana Karila Varanasi Agamana. After instructing Shri Rupa Goswami at Prayaga at the Dwadasi Medha Ghata, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered him to go to Vrindavana. The Lord then returned to Varanasi. Kasite Prabhu ke asi milila sanatana dui masa rahi tanre karaila siksha sana. When the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at Varanasi, Sanatana Goswami met him there. The Lord remained for 2 months and instructed Sanatana Goswami perfectly. Mathura Bhata Aila Tanre Diya Bhakti Bala Sanyasire Kripa Kari Gela Nila Chela. After fully instructing Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent him to Mathura with empowered devotional service. In Benares, he also bestowed his mercy upon the Mayavadi sannyasis. He then returned to Nilachala, Jagannath Puri. Chaya Vastara Aiche Prabhu Karila Vilasa Khabu Iti Uti Khabu Kshetra Vasa. The Lord traveled all over India for 6 years. He was sometimes here and sometimes there, performing his transcendental pastimes, and sometimes he remained at Jagannath Puri. Anande Bhakta Sange Sada Kirtana Vilasa Jagannatha Darshana Premira Vilasa. While at Jagannath Puri, the Lord passed his time in great joy by performing Sankirtana and visiting the temple of Jagannatha in great ecstasy. Madhya Lilera Kailun Eis Thura Vivarana Antya Lilera Sutra Eis Ebesuna Bhakta Gana. Thus I have given a synopsis of the Madhya Lila, the middle pastimes of the Lord. Now, O devotees, kindly hear the synopsis of the final pastimes of the Lord, known as the Antya Lila. Vrindavana Haite Yadi Nila Chela Aila Athara Varsha Tahan Vasa Kahan Nahi Gela. When the Lord returned to Jagannath Puri from Vrindavana, he remained there and did not go anywhere else for 18 years. Prativasara Asine Tahan Gaudera Bhaktagana Chari Masa Rahe Prabhura Sangha Sammalina. During those 18 years, all the devotees of Bengal used to visit him at Jagannath Puri every year. They would remain there for 4 continuous months and enjoy the company of the Lord. Nirantara Nitya Gita Kirtana Vilasa Achandale Prema Bhakti Karila Prakasha. At Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed chanting and dancing unceasingly. Thus he enjoyed the pastime of Sankirtana. He manifested his causeless mercy, pure love of God to everyone, including the lowest men. Pandita Goshani Kaila Nila Chale Vasa Vakreshwara Damodara Shankara Haridasa. Residing with the Lord at Jagannath Puri were Pandita Goswami and other devotees such as Vakreshwara, Damodara, Shankara and Haridas Thakura. Jagadananda Bhagavan Govinda Kashishwara Paramananda Puri Ara Swarupa Damodara. Jagadananda Bhagavan Govinda Kashishwara Paramananda Puri and Swarupa Damodara were other devotees who also lived with the Lord. Kshetravasi Ramananda Raya Prabharti Prabhu Sange Ei Sabha Kaila Nitya Stithi. Srila Ramananda Raya and other devotees who were residents of Jagannath Puri also remained permanently with the Lord. Advaita Nityananda Mukunda Srivasa Vidyanidhi Vasudeva Murari Yatadasa. Prati Varshe Aise Sange Rahe Chari Masa Tan Saba Lana Prabhura Vivada Vilasa. Other devotees of the Lord headed by Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Mukunda, Srivasa, Vidyanidhi, Vasudeva and Murari used to visit Jagannath Puri and remain with the Lord for 4 continuous months. The Lord enjoyed various pastimes in their company. Hari Dasera Siddhi Prapti Adbhuta Sei Sabha Apani Mahaprabhu Yandra Kaila Mahotsava. At Jagannath Puri, Haridas Thakura passed away. The incident was very wonderful because the Lord himself performed the festival of Thakura Haridasa's departure. Tabe Rupa Goshari Gosanira Punar Agamana Tanhara Hridaye Kaila Prabhu Shakti Sancharana. At Jagannath Puri, Srila Rupa Goswami met the Lord again and the Lord invested his heart with all transcendental power. Tabe Chota Hari Dase Prabhu Kaila Danda Damodara Pandita Kaila Prabhu Ke Vakya Danda. After this, the Lord punished Junior Haridasa and Damodar Pandita gave some warning to the Lord. Purport: Actually, Damodar Pandita was the eternal servant of the Lord. He could not punish the Lord at any time, nor had he any desire to. But he did give some warning to the Lord so that others would not blaspheme him. Of course, he should have known that the Lord is the supreme personality of Godhead and is free to act in any way. There is no need to warn him, and such an action is not very much appreciated by advanced devotees. ताबे सनातन गोशाईर पुनरागमना ज्येष्ठ मासे प्रभु तांड्रे कैला परीक्षणा. Thereafter, Sanatana Goswami met the Lord again, and the Lord tested him in scorching heat during the month of Jyeshta.
So we'll stop here for today. Any points about any questions? So basically what we saw, Mahaprabhu meeting the two brothers in Ramkeli, then going to Vrindavan alone, in the sense not with many people, then coming back, then again going his second visit to Vrindavan, and so many other things while he's in Puri, devotees coming to meet him. So the timetable was, most of these devotees were, we don't know what they were doing, whether they were agriculturists or merchants or traders or whatever. But Mahaprabhu would say, please come next year also. And they would come. Actually, it is now 1st of June today. 1st of July is Rath Yatra, correct? So this is the time that devotees would start from Bengal. And they would to take them 2-3 weeks to reach Jagannath Puri, and then Gundicha, cleaning of the Gundicha temple, Rath Yatra festival. After that, a series of festivals, programs, and meet Mahaprabhu. And it was during Diwali time that Mahaprabhu would say, please go back. Please go back. You have other things to do. So 4 months, Chaturmas. And that's how things would be. It would be a heartbreaking scene when Mahaprabhu would tell them to please go. And they would beg, they would say, look, few more days. And he says, come back next year. So Mahaprabhu then would, for 8 years, Mahaprabhu traveled, and other 16 years he stayed in Jagannath Puri continuously. So any comments or questions before we end for the day?
Prabhuji, we read in Varanasi, he delivered some Mayavadi sannyasis, but we read that in Adi Lila, right, Prabhu? Is that the same thing or a different one?
Same thing. What we are saying is, we see a shortcut to his pastimes in Adi Lila, with the promise that I will explain them in more detail in Madhya Lila. So Madhya Lila is like the biggest, the largest of all the 3 Leelas. All chapters are also having, like this chapter has more than 300 verses. So we'll see that when we come next time.
Sure, Prabhuji.
So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Vansha kalpatarubhascha Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.